whatever you want to call it. We're gonna, talk about gender dysphoria, reassignment, gender reassignment for children and minors and whatever you want to call them. So welcome back, and yeah, how's your day going? Do you work normally every day, or
I work every so often. Uh, a normal 12-hour shifts.
nice hard work?
Normal 12-hour shifts. So, if it's okay, would like to do like you give me some questions and I'll give you some answers and I give you some questions. And hopefully you can answer my questions as well. Because I am open to a lot of situations or topics that are quote unquote taboo.
Okay,
Uh,
well, I have a good question to start with. Like I was just talking to that last guy. How many genders do you think there are?
when it comes to genders, and that's a little lead on question right there already, uh, it really depends on how that person is feeling. And what I mean by that is whatever gender they decide they want to be at that moment. Non binary, gender fluid, female or male. And I feel like that's it. I don't feel like there's any more actually.
So maybe four or
Uh,
five. That's your answer.
Maybe four or five, but it's depending on what that person is feeling at that moment.
Hmm. I don't want you to be offended or anything because I'm not out here trying to like offend people. But can I ask you a personal
No, no,
question?
no.
Are you gender fluid?
You are not causing me no harm or
No,
ill
I know.
will
I
or
just want to put that
anything.
out there because, like I
But
said, I don't like to insult people or make them feel uncomfortable or anything like that.
I don't really care about gender or whatever you call me because I really don't see gender that much. Because to me, I care more about the person's mind and their mental and who they are more than the gender itself. Uh, and that's how I feel in general.
So, like, you'd be like one of those people that considers themselves like pansexual. Then, like, I think that's how people that are pansexual describe themselves.
Yes, yes, right on the money.
Even though I don't really believe like in pansexual, I would just say that you're bisexual. You like man or woman. I mean, I think most people like people based on their intelligence. I mean, there are shallow people that just care about looks, and I'm not gonna say that's not most men, but like even though
And
men like good looks, there's only so much that we can handle. Like you can be
the,
beautiful, but
the thing is, the thing is, it's not just men. I hate that we sit here and a put everything into one small box, but it's much complicated than that. Uh, Women the same way, trans people the same way. People has preferences, and I feel like people should understand. This is another thing. People should understand that people have preferences, and that's okay to have preferences
I like that you say that
because
because
somebody.
sometimes when people have preferences, they like to say, discrimination, racist, or this or that.
Yes. And that's another thing right there. Let's just say for me, and this is just, well, let's just say for somebody else or some random Joe on the streets. This random Joe likes certain women with certain hair color, but he gets called a sexist because he gets called all sorts of names because he has
I
a
think a
certain
better example
preference.
would be sorry to interrupt you, but I think a better example would be like a Mexican guy. He says, "Okay, I only like Mexican or Hispanic women." Then people will say, "You're racist.
But
You're racist.
no,
Why don't you like black or
hold
white
on, wait.
women?"
My point is also a good example because I'm pointing out the looks. People,
Yeah,
this is my first one. Looks. People wants to judge people by their looks because they have preferences and what they think a partner should be. And that's when the body shaming and everything like that comes in. But no, it's really that's not how it is. It's much complicated because people have preferences
what's an
when
L
it comes
take,
to
Carrie? Please
certain.
tell me what's an L take. People can't have
Yeah,
their
I
own
will.
preferences. Doesn't matter your political affiliation or any of that. Everyone has their own preferences. But some people might say because you like this race of woman or you like this shape of woman that you're sexist,
You're
you're
racist.
bigoted, etc.,
You're
etc.
racist, and that's not it either. You can love her. For me, I love white people, I love other races, because that's my preference, that's what I like. Doesn't make me racist to my own race, it's just my preference and what I want to be with.
No, just talking about the overuse of the word fake or doesn't exist. You used it wrong, so it's an L take. What did I use wrong? What did I use wrong? I don't understand. But yeah, I 100% agree. Do you mind if like you said, you're not on one side or another, but do you mind if I ask you, like, what's your political party? How do you feel about my hat? I mean, I'm not here to say I
uh
believe everything that Trump does is perfect because obviously every politician lies, screws up, and does fuck ups, but
let me give you this. Your hat does not bother me. I don't care who you side with, because I don't side with neither either. I don't side with either. I
hello from
just,
Texas. You didn't vote in the
because
2024 election, or did you? You don't gotta lie. It's okay.
I did not vote. I was in the middle of a lot of stuff back then, and if I were to vote, I probably it would. You see, the thing is, I saw value in both parties. Kamala, she was valuing the people and the importance was need to be done in America. Because, like right now, for example, the housing crisis. From where I currently live, I it was so hard for me to even get a home. It wasn't even funny. And right now, I'm paying $2,000 a month for rent for a small apartment for two bedrooms, two bathrooms.
No, I 100% get what you're
Versus,
saying, but
but
at first
hold
I
on,
took
hold
it.
on. So
Okay,
the
sorry.
thing is, one of Kamala's plans, and you could quote me wrong. I do not have my computer with me right now to pull up these links because I'm driving, and I can talk while driving. Is that she was having a plan for first home buyers, and that's what I was liking in everything. As for Trump, he is focusing on the economics and everything outside of America and trying to build a better America and trying to get more money flowing into it. Because I think he's right on something. America be spending a lot of money outs on other countries. That is true. That's something I learned through history class and everything like that. We in so much debt it's not even funny.
Talking about
But at
Kamala
the same
policies,
time,
though, yeah,
by doing his tariffs, I see what he's doing. He's trying to tax these companies who's probably been using us with by doing tariffs on us and trying to level that playing field. That's what my guess is. And try to get that money back into America, get the money flowing. That's how I feel like how he's trying to run things right now. He's run it as a business, more than a actual country. If you get what I'm saying,
I understand what
because
you're
he is a
saying.
business guy. He is a business guy. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want to talk about the Kamala thing. Now, listen, I do like the idea of affordable housing. I really do. The main two things, I've like everything Trump has done so far. The main two things I just hope Trump does is first off, I hope he gets rid of taxes for people making under $200,000 a year. He talks
Oh
about this like
yes.
a million times. Second thing I hope he does is I hope he does something with the housing. Like he hired this guy to handle housing in the U.S. and I haven't really seen too much of any major changes yet. But I will say about Kamala, with she had a plan for a $25,000 tax credit. Now I think that
Mhm.
in theory it's a great idea. Like all of us get a $25,000 credit or something for a house, whatever. Even if it was cash, we can pretend it was cash. But if we have all these people buying houses at the same time, Now, this is just my personal theory. I don't have any economic research or anything like that to back this, but I think if everyone starts buying houses at the same time, that will probably raise the prices of houses even more. I mean, I don't know what they should do. I'm not an economist. I don't know what they should do to help the housing and rent prices. I understand your pain. When I was living in Florida, I was paying like $1,800 a month for a one bedroom, and it wasn't on the water. It wasn't anywhere special. It was just just in my city
Just
in
just
Southwest
in your
Florida,
city.
and it
In
wasn't
your
like
city.
anything special. It was very expensive. I do think they should get their hands on, the main thing I think they can do is, I mean, they have Section 8 housing already. They should, subsidize building new housing, and the government
So
should pay.
that's
Here's my idea. I'm not an economist, but here's my idea. Maybe the government can
lay it on.
subsidize some new construction programs, like, build 10,000 new, no, 100,000 new apartments in this one area. The government can subsidize it, and then they can start renting them out for money. They can get their money back. They can rent them out, but they don't have to charge $2,000. I mean, they can, obviously they want to pay the debt of the mortgage off, or they want to make it profitable for them. But maybe they can make it like $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month, or something like that, or $900 a month, or something, or make some affordable housing. Or maybe here's another idea: buy a huge a piece of land. The government can put tiny homes on it. That's another option. They can rent these tiny homes out maybe for four
But
or five hundred
that's the
bucks.
problem. I love the optimism. I hope I'm saying that word right. Again, I'm coming off a word. But where's that money going to come from? That's the
The
thing. That's
government
the
has a
problem. They
lot of
can,
money. They can do
they
that.
they do, they do.
They make
But
Section 8 housing. They
who?
have that kind of stuff.
Yes, and they have to. They probably have to twist some arms and everything to try to get that going. But at the same time, if you actually start doing your research, not saying that in a bad, aggressive way, Donald Trump wants to take all that away. He wants to
He
take
does want
away
to get rid
Section
of
8
Section 8
and
housing.
and everything like that.
He believes a limited amount of time in Section 8 housing. That is correct. He doesn't think you should
Correct. But
stay there
how
for your
are,
whole life. That is
which
facts.
I agree with that, with some certain criteria, certain points. Yes, I agree. Certain people should find their own homes and everything, but there are some people who cannot even do that, like the disability people, the
No,
mentally
I
ill
know. The
people.
disability
They
people, I
they
think they
can't.
should stay on Section 8. I think he
Yes,
would
and
agree to that too.
that's who needs it. These single mothers out here raising a lot of kids, they need something because kids are expensive. Um, And then again, like I go back to what you were saying and how they should handle the housing. Again, the question goes all about right. Where's the money coming from? Who's going to pay it all?
I have
And you want to
another
know
new
who's going to
idea
pay it
too.
all?
I
The
think if
tax
we
people.
Yeah, I have a new idea too. I think if we gave people in the United States, like construction builders and stuff like that, if we said, okay, we're gonna let you invest in a new project for zero taxes on your property, zero taxes. All you got to do is build some affordable housing. We'll give you zero taxes for the next 10 years. I mean, they already do this for Section 8. They don't do zero taxes, but they do lower taxes for construction builders that are willing to do, Section 8. But I
So
think if we said
when
zero
the
taxes, if we did zero taxes for, people that are building affordable housing in certain areas, I think that would be a really good idea. I think that
that
would be
would
an
be
economic boom.
a wonderful idea. But again, it goes all back to what I'm saying. Where is that? Who's paying for all of this? That's why they probably taxing people because they don't probably have the money to even build these houses or anything. So it comes straight from the tax people.
Yeah, I think a lot of rich billionaires out there, though, they build these kind of properties all the time. I think if they saw this 0% tax idea, they might jump onto it. But like I said, I'm not an economist. I'm not a real estate developer. This is just an idea.
Yes, yes, I agree. I keep that. Trust me, I keep it in mind. But I
So
have to
what?
be real with you. I got to come back. I need you to come back to the earth real quick. These are wonderful ideas and everything. But But again, it comes boiling down. Who is going to really pay for all of this? Like with the Biden, not Biden, what's his name? The old man before Biden who was running. Um,
I haven't. Sorry, I'm going to read this comment out loud because it was a super chat. But I haven't thanked MAGA yet for the big beautiful bill. It will help me pay for my new Maybach next year. Thank you for your sacrifice. Will be worth my prosperity. Chris, what are you talking about? We've been over this big beautiful bill. The majority of what they claim is going to add to the deficit, like they claim 3.8 trillion will be added to the deficit in 10 years. The majority of that claim is because of tax cuts. And these tax cuts
hmm
are not just for the rich. Maybe some people don't know about these tax cuts or they've been misinformed about them, but I've read these tax bills over and over again. If you're making $3,000 a year, this is gonna lower. I mean, not $3,000 a year. What the fuck am I saying? You don't even pay taxes if you make $3,000 a year. Well, at least you're not necessarily needed to. But if you're making $50,000 a year, the big beautiful bill will save you $3,000 a year in taxes. That is fantastic. That is, I don't know. I think of course, it matters what kind of taxes you're paying, self-employment, if you work for someone else. But I think that's for like
hmm
the average worker. It saves you about $3,000 in taxes and stuff like that. Chris, I don't know if you're really getting a Maybach. I mean, you are a lawyer, so maybe you could afford that, but damn, bro. You should be happy though. You're gonna save so much because it is true though. In the big beautiful bill, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say, oh, the majority of the people that the poor people are getting the same tax cuts as the rich. No, they're not. They're not getting the same
No.
tax cuts as the rich, but they also don't pay the same amount as taxes. But if you're making $25,000 a year, you still got a tax cut. You got about a $500 to $1,000 tax cut. You didn't get a $3,000 tax cut like people making $50,000 a year. You didn't get like a $4,000 or $5,000 tax cut like people making $80,000 or $100,000 a year. And you didn't get like $20,000 tax cut like the people making $200,000 a year. What did Chris say? Last thing he said is, I'm talking about the tax cuts. They're helping me, my G. Not the truck driver making 70K. Lol, that's 2 months. Well, that's cool that you make 35 grand a month, but they are helping the truck drivers. Have you read through the big beautiful bill? They're helping people that make $50,000 a year, like I said 2 seconds ago. I used Chat GPT. I read through the big beautiful bill. It said if you're making $50,000 a year, you're going to be saving $3,000 a year now in tax savings. I'm happy I can
And
drive
that's
down
only
to visit Graham in Florida. Well, when are you going to visit me in Florida, bro? Let's set it up. Chris said in all capitals, yes, yes.
well, congratulations on you, Chris. I'm very celebrating over here.
Yeah, Chris is
But I like
a landlord attorney. So if you ever need any landlord advice, or if you ever own your own property, you need to evict someone, he can help you with that too.
oh,
But he's all
wonderful.
about subsidy at the same time. He loves Section 8. He wants more government subsidy and stuff like that, which is kind of ironic because I think he's going to have less clients for his business and job. He owns his own law firm, so.
Well, great on him. I hope it keeps trucking
But he's
along.
also a
Only
Democrat, huh?
positivity.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I hope he keeps trucking along and only positivity here.
Only positivity. 100%.
So, um, back what we were saying, we're talking uh, about the housing. Again, I feel like what you stated is probably a big fix, not a big fix, but something, do a little something. But it still goes back to the beginning of who is paying for all of this, because the money has to come from somewhere. Um, and, and that's
You're
mostly
sounding
the
like a
tax people.
conservative right now when you say that. I agree with you. I think we have the money out there, not only in the taxes, also the private investors. Well, let's hear Chris's thoughts on this. Chris, do you think if Donald Trump gives all these rich billionaires and says, "Hey guys, if you build affordable housing, we'll give you zero taxes for 10 years. Just put in $1,000 apartment, 2 bedroom, where they're normally $2,000 a month. Just like make the rent half as less, zero taxes for 10 years." Do you think that would work, Chris? Because I know someone has to pay for all that new construction, but I think billionaires would love to do that. They could invest in a property with no property tax for 10 years. Hell, if they also let them make it a write off
If they
for
if
their
they get,
personal
that's what I
income.
was just about to say. If they get a write off for it, of course they will do it. But I don't think they will. Some probably will pitch in, and all it takes is some of them, because who knows how much they're making.
Chris says, I'm not opposed to incentives like that broadly. I know you're not opposed to incentives like that. You want more Section 8 housing, which, I that's a nice idea and all, but if we're being honest about Section 8 housing, it's normally not the best quality. It's normally not in the best neighborhoods.
Hmm.
But I want this to be like regular apartments for regular people, just affordable. Like you wouldn't have to there wouldn't be any requirements. There wouldn't be any income requirements. There wouldn't be because I think that's kind of ridiculous. Like you can make a good amount of money, but if you have other bills, and even if you have plenty of money, you should still be able to get like affordable housing. I mean, come on.
Hmm.
I'm not
Nowadays,
de
people can't
facto
even.
against Trump doing something like that. I said I love the idea of removing gains for personal property. Yes, true.
Hmm.
Sorry, what were you gonna say? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, I was just backing back up on that. Where I even forgot myself. Um, what was I about to say? I
Chris,
can't
you're gonna
remember.
save $40,000 in taxes next year. You better thank Trump.
So, do you have any other questions for me?
Yeah, I actually did have a question. We were talking about this on the phone earlier, but what do you think about like? I know what some people say. Oh, people aren't getting bottom surgeries, but what if a 14-year-old? What if a 12-year-old? Let's forget about the age thing that some of them might be 15, 16, or 17. Let's say, would you agree with a 12-year-old getting their penis removed, cut off, etc.? If they said, "I'm transgender, daddy. I'm all fucked up in the head. I got gender dysphoria."
Not the not the fucked up in the head, but
Oh, I mean, what
um
if they said that? I'm not saying that they're fucked up in the head, even though I think they'd be fucked up in the head if they were 12 years old saying that.
no, I do not agree to that. Probably people out there are gonna hang me for it, but I do not agree for a child to get a sex change that early. Uh, because for one, this child does not really know, they have not experienced life yet, and they don't even know what they want yet. They know what's in school or what they see online. That's the reason why. And 9 out of 10, a lot of these children around those ages are probably just picking up of seeing people becoming uh
Trans.
transgender
I hate to say it, but it's like
transgender.
a trendy thing to do nowadays. It's kind of weird on that
And
regard.
that's And this is what I was talking to you about. It's because it is a trend, because that's what they see. And that's because it's a new generation looking upon what is currently going on. And if they see a lot of people out there being like, I'm transgender, I'm this ABCD, of course they're going to follow along, because that's what children do. Think about, for example, like a household. You gonna a child have two parents, and what that child is going to do to try to fit in or try is it's a psychological thing too. What they will try to do is mimic their parents. So if somebody is out there, is this person a furry? No, I'm not a furry. Um, I just like pictures. Leave me alone. Is
No,
this
I'm
person?
not cheating on you. This is a How do you identify? Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to misgender you and you scream at me. You would you say you're a woman?
I really don't look as myself as a gender, at all.
Okay, okay.
I don't identify as either or. I just
So you're
I don't
non-binary, or would you
care.
not say you're not non-binary?
Non-binary.
Non-binary. Okay.
Non-binary. Because this goes back into what I was going to say about children. They see what they mimic what they see. And what will happen is they will go into this thought of convincing themselves, hey, I'm going to be like this because everybody else is like this, and end up wanting to do what everybody else is doing. And this hurts people actually who are transgender and everything because it's coming from, and this is what I was wanting to dying to tell you. There is scientific evidence, and I'm at home now, so I'm able to look at where this article is and send it to you, where doctors examines transgender men and women and notice that they're sending off chemicals in their brains to actually become that other sex. That's because if you get, and this is proven a lot in the look at animals. There's a lot of animals who does do it all the time, and you
Are
have
you
to think
saying
about
there's
it. We used to.
transgender animals? Because I've already had this argument before, and I did some research, and there is indeed no transgender animals. There's intersex
Okay,
animals.
can okay, clownfish is one.
No,
Clownfish.
clown. I've had this argument before. No, clownfish
Okay,
is not trans. It's
I'm
intersex,
gonna
I
just
believe.
send you. No, they go either or. They're intersex, yes, but they could go either or. They transition into the other sex if the sex right now is not, let's just say a female clownfish, she dies. The
I'm
male will
gonna use
take on the
Google and
role.
do my research, but I do remember.
Hyenas do this. Hyenas, and then
Actually, no. Here, the
also,
actual term for it is not transgenderism. It
no,
is
no, no. I'm not
called
saying
No, I know.
it's
I know.
transgender, but it's this is the example I'm putting on the table because they know a role. They see a role that is gone, and they have to fulfill it. So they have to Uh, they trans. I'm trying to find the words
They
for it.
changed their gender. Do you
They
want the
change
actual
their
scientific
sex.
word for
There's
it? I have the
yeah,
scientific word for it if
yeah.
you're
Give it to
interested.
me.
It's
Give it to
called
me.
Protodoria sequential hermaphroditism,
We are not fish or we're not hyenas. You are
where they are
correct. We're
born
not. But
male
at
and
this,
can switch to female later in life. And this is
I was
completely
seeing.
different than transgenderism because first off, they do not,
I'm
of course,
going.
they don't cut off their parts. They don't have to take
No, no,
chemicals.
no, no, no. They do not. No. But I think because we advance so much that we don't really need to do that, actually. But certain species have to. And yes, I know that we're not fish and we're not hyenas or anything like that. But you cannot deny that we came from, if you're a scientific person, we came from like, what's the, like fish in general, like amoebas and everything like that. We came from there too, but we evolved further
Yes,
than what
clownfish
we
can go
are.
from male to female, but they are not transgender. That is not the scientific
No, that's
definition.
not. No, 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 no. I do not have my terms with me again. I just got off of work. I do not have my terms with me, but I try to say it in a way of just completely understanding, completely not using too many big words to throw people off of what I'm trying to get to the point of.
Going to
And
the
yes, those
gym
are.
as a male is gender affirming care. Well, this person sounds like they're a pretty pissed off transgender. Yes, intersex people exist. Now, some
Yes,
people might call
intersex.
them hermaphrodites, but apparently that's, a slur word or an offensive word, but that's what they used to call them back in the day.
So this is what I was trying to get to you at. Why I put that example up? Because it's a chemical change inside the brain. And this is what the studies talks about. And I'm still trying to find it right now.
Please find it because I've never heard of transgender people all of a sudden putting off estrogen instead of testosterone. I mean, I understand men have estrogen too, but men
Yep.
mostly have testosterone. Women mostly have estrogen.
True, true. But there are cases where there's going to be women with a lot of testosterone and a
Of
lot of men
course.
with estrogen. You
Of
can't sit
course.
there and not deny that is
No,
happening.
of course.
That's
Yeah,
what.
of course that's true.
So
But normally, there, even some men have more estrogen or have higher levels of estrogen than regular men. Yes, that's true. But that doesn't mean that they're a
I
man.
just
That
sent it
doesn't
to
mean
you,
they're a
by the way.
woman, or that doesn't mean they're a trans or anything like that.
I sent you the source to that the brain study.
And what does it say they do? What does it say? What chemicals are given off in the brain, or what makes them? What makes body dysphoria people have other chemicals that makes them become a woman
So I'm going to have to
or a man?
teach you talk to you about this because this is not coming from just chemical based too. It's a mental thing as well
Yes.
because a lot
I
of
know the brain has different colors and stuff when you're like
no
have
no no
mental
no 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 no
illnesses and
no
stuff like
no
that.
hold on. It's not. Yes, you think it's scientifically right now, but I'm just going to put you in the shoes of somebody who is trans because I got a lot of trans parents and they talk to me about how they feel when this happens. So it's starting out of they do not feel comfortable in their body at all. Uh,
That's not a
and
chemical
and they
side
don't feel.
effect. I understand how they feel. And
But
so
if
what?
you
All of a
do
sudden
not
I
try
don't feel
to
comfortable. I'm a
if you don't
trans.
try to understand the person who
No, I
is feeling
understand how
this
they
way,
feel.
you will not understand. To me, science and psychology will stay one another. They will link with one another. And that's how I feel about a lot of things when it comes to that. So, of course, they're not going to be feeling like themselves. And 9 out of 10 is just, it's a thing that they just experience. It
I
cause,
don't feel like myself. I feel like a trillionaire, but I still have to deal with the reality every day. I'm not a trillionaire.
you're correct. You're right. But you're not a trillionaire.
Yeah, I'm not a
But for them,
trillionaire.
I see your point. It gets to that point of feelings. But sometimes, and this is what I go back to when it comes to that, the study and the animals, it's a feeling as well. Well, this creature just died and they're the female. Oh my goodness, I need to take on this role. So let me do the chemical change in my body to do what I need to do and take on that role.
You're talking about clownfish, yeah?
Yes. And
Well,
if you
once
think of
again,
it like
clownfish
that,
are not transgender.
I'm not saying that they're transgender. You, you're missing the point. It's going over your head. I'm seeing it as something like that.
And I don't know how you feel about fish, but I don't think fish are sentient beings. I don't think fish are sentient intelligence. Like I don't think they have self awareness like humans do.
I feel like fish do at some point. They do. They probably don't have pain receptors like we do. But no, uh, Chris, if you think like you have a good debate, you can do this better than me, then go for it. But I'm trying to explain it as much as
Oh,
possible.
sorry. I thought he was saying that you were doing a good job. I misread that comment. That's why I pinned. I thought he said this debate is a lot more effective than the last few people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have read this wrong.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
you read it right. I read it wrong. I'm the dumbass. But he said, yes, the optics of this are not good.
But what I'm saying is, everything will start with a thought. Everything, no matter what it is. And the fish is going to have a feeling that this is I need to take up this role. It does do that. So that means that fish has enough intelligence to know that, hey, my leader just died. I need to take up on this role, and let me act on that by getting my brain and getting my body to prepare to transition into the other sex so I can fill that role. So this is what, and I watch a lot of Neil, what's his name? Neil, I forgot, the science guy.
I still
And
don't get
he
the
said,
point
I
here,
feel,
though.
okay, again, let's take fish out of this. Let's take
Clownfish are
animals out. Let's
sequentially
take
hermaphrodites.
let's take fish out of it because I feel like my point is being missed every single time I use that example because you do not you're thinking on logic right now. You're thinking logic, and that's
That's all I
okay.
know is logic.
Yes, and that's okay. So let me take the fish out
But like
and
men
try
that
to.
think they're women, they don't start producing a bunch of estrogen just because they feel like they are a woman trapped inside
So
of a man's body.
if you actually go look into, let me see, go through this real quick, and I will screenshot.
I'm not being a hater, lol, but it's making more complex than talking about fish ads, Ro. Why can't I identify as in a helicopter meme?
I mean, you can, but
I thought you said there
it's
was
in
only five
preference.
genders. Now I can
There,
identify as a attack helicopter.
no, you can if you want to.
Someone said I
People,
identify
because
as Optimus Prime. That's pretty badass, Hunter. I can't blame you for that one.
so I can say this is you can look dig into this deeply if you want to, but I screenshot where it's mostly they do hormone therapy and sending it to you right now.
I identify as Donald J. Trump. You make me laugh, Eric.
Mhm. But
If I
yeah,
identify as black, do I get a pass? I'm just reading a comment, by the way. Don't throw racist hate comments on me, chat. That is actually a crazy
technically,
point. Any of the Democrats
te-
out there that say they can identify as anything they want and be anything they want, that is a great point right
technically,
there.
if you want to get a little bit more logical, we all have a bit of different race in us. It's in our DNA. Where no one's purely white or purely black or
Yeah, but
purely
I'm not going to sit
Hispanic.
here and tell you
We're
that I
all.
have any black genetics in me because I don't. I mean,
Have you
maybe
taken
I
the
do.
test? Have you taken a
Maybe
test?
it's not traceable though. I don't know.
It's on. Take a DNA test.
I did take a DNA test. It
You'll be
says zero
surprised.
percent uh, African American or
So
African.
you took. So you took a test.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can
Uh,
guests marry Graham and Andrea? I don't think she's one of those wedding ceremony people. She said she's a nurse. Not to dox you or give out your information, but ask them if they are ordained.
ordained.
Stop giving this goofy kid an outlet to be seen. His subscribers are growing 5,000 a month. We gotta stop giving this guy.
It's just all the hate. To
We're having an
me,
open
uh,
conversation here. There's no reason that you guys should be hating. Trust this Hunter's speech says, trust me, there's no blacks in my line. Lol. My great grandfather was one of Hitler's war criminals and his admirals. Oh, that's a
oh,
little bit
okay.
scary, brother.
Okay. Thumbs up, I guess.
May I
But
join the show? I mean, you can join it another day. Probably not today, unless there's a long line of people. But if you want to join today, you can do the same thing that she did and drop a $25 super chat, and I'll get you in here where I
I
can. But
gave
you're
you
gonna
more
have to
than
wait. You're gonna have
$25.
to wait, huh?
I said I gave you more than $25.
I know you were
But
generous. I really appreciate that. I
of
course to
course, of
thank you.
course. No, no, you're good. Going back to the topic, if that's okay. I know you have to read chat and engage.
I'm listening. I'm
Um,
listening. The only people that get priority are the super chatters. Everyone else, I read
yes,
them. Maybe I don't.
yes, yes. And I do have a time frame too because I work 12-hour shifts, so I'm having to
Yes,
go.
I
So,
understand.
um, but yes, I agree with you. To recap of what you said earlier, yes, I agree. I do not think children should have sex change or anything like that as at a certain age point. I never heard of a 12-year-old or anything like that from my point of view of having a sex change
Now, do you
at
believe
that
it for
early
15 or
age.
16-year-olds or no? Because I can give you
I
a.
still do not say, I still say no. They're
Still
still a
say
kid.
no.
They still developing. They're still learning themselves and everything because there is a
Yes,
documentary out of
I agree.
people who had sex change and regret it now. And that's because they think of it as a trendy thing. And and what that does, it hurts people who actually are going through who are transgender. And I'm trying to find the words.
There are a lot of
Um,
brokies in here, not gonna lie. Yep, I agree with you, Chris. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want me to read out loud, request of any kind, drop a super chat. But yeah,
but
there's a great example of a famous trans celebrity's son, Dwayne Wade. Now, Dwayne Wade's son is now 18, whatever you want to call it. I don't mean to misgender anyone or offend anyone, whatever, whatever. But, a natural born man as a son, whatever. And he forced his dad to let him have that surgery and move to California because Florida wasn't going to give a minor transgender surgery. So he forced
how
his
old he
dad. His
was?
mother said, "No, you should wait until you're 18." His dad didn't give a flying fuck, excuse my language. He said, "Whatever you want, son, whatever you want." Now, I'm probably a little bit more extreme than you. I believe if I was President Trump, I would make an executive order to put all these parents in jail. That's how extreme I am when I come to this. When you're doing something like that, I think if you're over 18, that's fine. If it was really up to me, I would make it 21 and plus, but over 18, whatever, that's fine. But if you're doing this to children, especially, even if they are 16 and 17, I think you should go to prison. I'm sorry to say it. I think you should do like 2 to 3, maybe 4 years in prison for this type of crime. That I would make it a crime if you're helping
So,
your son cut off
I'm sorry.
their private parts or your daughter, etc., etc.
So I want to make this clear. I do not speak for any trans people, but I just know a lot of trans people and how what they go through. It does start at a young age. I will give you that much. And I do not know your experience and how you become who you are because in the end of the day it is a identity thing and that's what everybody is looking for and trying to get to know themselves and stuff like that. And I feel like I shouldn't be talking on this topic because I'm not trans. I'm not there. I'm not experiencing it. So please, speak up, talk about your experience, because it is really important for other people to understand where you are coming from.
Well, growing up,
And
I
we should,
really never seen any trans people. I really didn't think about it. Nowadays, time is way different. I really didn't meet any trans, associates or acquaintances as, I was until I was an adult. I wouldn't call them friends because I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, this trans person is my best friend or my close friends." I don't have any trans close friends or anything like that. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't have associates and people that I see like, weekly that I know them and they're trans. And I'm not here to hate on people and say, "Oh, fuck you, whatever." I don't give a fuck if you're trans, gay, whatever. As long as you're not like a PDF file or doing shit to children, I don't care. Like, that's none of my
Mhm.
business. Ozzy, please read up on the Harare. I don't know how to read very well. Sorry, I went to Trump University, Chris. Ozzy, please read up on the Harare Agreement before you keep dropping that Trump/Israel/Nazi talking point. I didn't even see what Ozzy was saying. Oh, was she
Uh-huh.
abused as a child? I think that's what he asked.
Oh.
You don't have to answer.
Are they talking to me?
I don't know. I guess.
I don't think they're talking to me. But
I mean, you
anyway,
don't sound like you were abused as a child, but I don't know.
interesting. But anyway, um, but yes, and that's what I was going. That's what I was trying to get at. We will never understand it unless we allow the people who are experiencing it to tell us how what they're experiencing.
I'm
And
not
this
trying
goes
to
to one
say
of.
anything. Oh, sorry to interrupt you. Continue.
Oh, no, no, no. What are you about to say?
I was gonna say I'm not trying to. Speaking about letting people talk about this, going into what you said, I'm not I'm not opposed to letting trans people come on my channel, but all the people that join my Discord or tried to come on my channel that are trans, like I said, I don't give a fuck. You do whatever you want, but every single trans person that has joined, I would classify them as a radical trans. They do agree to letting minors cutting off their wieners. They do hate me because of this red hat. They do just hate me in general. And, I'd like to have a discussion with them if they want to talk about it. Or, of course, if they want to drop a super chat, I'm going to have them on here.
So
But it's
everyone
hard because
has
a lot
a
of them are very extremely radical and
yes.
and they'll
It
just hate me. They don't want me to hate them for being trans, but they will hate me for wearing a red hat
you
and supporting Trump.
yes, you have we all have freedom of speech in the end of the day. No matter who you are, no matter what you are, we all have freedom of speech. But the thing what will put the nail in the coffin is will we respect each other? And that's a no. Because
Yeah, that
we are
exactly. That's
so
what I'm trying to point out here. That's
we
exactly.
we are so in our own bubbles that we will not let any type of openness to it just be shown. And you don't have to agree with it. I don't have to agree with you, but at the same time, I know to respect you in your space. And that's how we all should be.
Exactly. That's why it's hard to get a trans person to, talk about this kind of stuff. Here's a guy that I've
Because
had on my show before. So you're
I'm going to
using
be honest with
lack
you,
of
a lot of people,
perspective to judge trans people. When did I say I judge them? I just said I don't give a fuck what they do. I just don't want kids to cut off their wieners when they're 15 years old. Excuse me.
and I'm gonna say this. I see where you're coming from because these are kids, these are young people, and they shouldn't be doing something that they're not even sure yet. They're not developed enough to be able to um, decide on that yet because they haven't even known themselves. They've just been in school all day trying to learn how math works or science works, still figuring the world out. But once they hit an age, and that's when I'm like, they become an adult. I feel like that's when the time when they should be able to decide on whether they are trans or not, because they had time to live their life and they're actually about to get to know themselves. If that's what I'm saying. And then who knows? Like I said, I've seen a comment that said I've known I was trans since I was a kid. Now you're an adult. Now you're trans.
I want to talk about this super chat real quick because I didn't get to this one yet. It's been like 5 minutes. Probably
Yeah,
not
I'm
five
sorry.
minutes, but it's been a couple minutes. Day 2 challenge. Challenging you to a Trump rap battle. Don't be scared now. Well, Gregory, I'm not really a rapper. I don't know how to rap, but if you want me to rap on camera live on stream, we can do it live on stream after this. If you drop a $25 super chat, I'm down for it. But like I said, I'm not a rapper, and you can start off first because, I don't know how to rap very well, but I can try my best. When I was a
And
kid,
there's
I really liked hip hop music. I tried rapping before when I had my computer, and I tried making songs, but they were fucking terrible. So I didn't stick to it, obviously, and I don't know how to rap basically. But I would do it like jokingly with my friends growing up. But yeah, Gregory, $25 we can get on here right now. Just drop a super chat and we can have a rap battle if you want a rap battle so much. This is the third live stream in a row that you've joined and dropped a $5 super chat and said, hey, can we have a rap battle about Trump? It's one thing to support Trump, it's another to advertise it. Trans hate the hat and you're wearing it for what it represents, which is lack of medical care, hate, and discrimination. That is pure ignorance. I thought you were smarter than that, 749s, Snoodles. We got a
I will. I will.
non-binary person here,
I'm. I'm.
and she
I'm
doesn't
sorry,
hate
but I'm.
Trump. Sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep talking over you. I
No,
wanted
it's
to say
okay.
something real quick
Go ahead.
about that comment.
Yeah.
About that comment. Yes, there are some. This is what you was talking about earlier. You're going to have a lot of people who are all in the far left, and you're going to have a lot of people on the all the far right who these are the who just show a lot of hate. But the thing is, he, the person who's right beside me right now, he is willing to be open and understanding and listening to people who are experiencing or share their thoughts and their views. And I don't see him as that type of person who will sit here and just hate and discriminate. Not all, what I'm trying to get at, not all rights, uh, they do not agree to a lot of these things.
Cool, Gregory.
And I will say this because I have met a lot of Republicans who disagrees on a lot of stuff with Trump and what he's doing and about the gender and stuff. They disagree on that. And it's not fair to sit here and put everybody in one small box. And that's what I said earlier to during the call. We tend to do that. We tend to put everybody in this one small box because they have one thing labeling on it. And this goes right back to freedom of speech. It's just a lot right here. And it gets under my skin when I see things like this because it's like you can't sit here and judge a person because of what they're wearing, skin color, the ideology, etc. Because they have just one thing.
I 100% agree. That was a great little speech or whatever you want to call it. I 100% agree. These are the same people that don't want you to judge them for their skin color, their sexuality, what they wear. But the minute you wear a red hat, they're judging you instantly without even getting to know you. And the messed up thing is the guy
Yes.
that commented that knows me. He knows I don't represent hate. Well, he doesn't know me really, but we spoke before on the live stream before. He knows I don't represent hate. He knows I don't represent discrimination. And when you're talking about medical care, no, I have family members that are on Medicaid and on Medicare, and none of them have lost it. But what I do know is that a lot of illegal immigrants are going to be losing their government benefits, Medicare and Medicaid. But either way, those last two things make no sense. Keeping the first thing out of the question for now because that is debatable. Like I said,
Hmm.
some illegal immigrants are losing their Medicare and their stuff like that. The last two things you say are completely easily debunkable about Donald Trump. How is he racist? How is he hateful? How is he, discriminating against people? He's hired, he has people in his cabinet. They're black, they're Mexican, they're Hispanic, they're from all different parts of the world. I mean, their family is, obviously most of them I think were born in the U.S. But how has he shown hate or discrimination? I don't understand that. Also, Gregory type. He says next stream I can drop $5 more to battle you, and whoever else wants this rap smoke. Okay, brother, I invite you on here. That'll be interesting. And what did Chris
But
say before? I'm trying to look at some of the other Chris's comments here.
oh no, you're good. I'm about to lose some time now. It's getting late over here. If you have any more questions, I do not mind.
Let me know, chat. Do we have any more questions for her? Let me think for a second. I didn't waste my life going to school for 10 years for leading questions. Well, just make your point. Any more questions, guys? Calling people Nazis is useless. I agree. He's been
That's the
recorded
thing. That's why
routinely making.
Democrats look.
Here's what he says. He has been recorded on record routinely making racist and sexist comments. What is one racist thing Donald Trump said, and what is one sexist thing Donald Trump said? I can tell you a racist thing that Biden said. He said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Isn't that racist? Now name one for Trump. I honestly can't think of one. And if he did say something that was, I'm still waiting. Let me know one racist or sexist thing Donald Trump has said. They will constantly tell you that Trump is a racist or a sexist, but they won't give you any examples. They're eating the dogs. That's a great point. That's a great one. They're eating the dogs. That was more or less proven. And not to say that I brought my friend on that's from Haiti, and the people that were eating some of the people. I brought my friend on that was Haitian, and some of the people that were eating cats and dogs. He has pretty much confirmed to me that they are indeed eating cats and dogs. He says some Haitians in Haiti and in America, this sounds horrible. They eat wild animals like that. Well, not wild animals, but pets like that. And that has been confirmed. That's been proven. There's a whole police report that, some people were eating cats and dogs. You think the police are lying on multiple reports? I mean, I just refuse to believe that. But go ahead, try to name something else. That's not really racist when it's kind of proven to be happening. And even my friend that's Haitian, he loves his people and stuff like that, but he's admitted that is most likely true, basically, from his knowledge and from his family's knowledge. But for you, any more questions do I have?
Yeah, for
I
me,
don't
do
know.
you have
What
any
was
more questions?
did you have any more questions for me? I don't really have too much questions for you. You answered my main questions, and you answered my questions about gender. And
Hmm.
okay, yeah, here's a question for you. Here's one more question for you. What do you think about the new leading mayor candidate for New York? Do you agree with some of his policies, or what do you think about him in general?
Actually, haven't been caught up with the news lately, so I am not able to answer that question. Um,
What did you name
let me see.
multiple? I didn't see any of your comments. Sorry to interrupt you, but nope. I just scrolled up through all the comments and I did not see multiple. All I saw was they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. So I scrolled up and I only seen one. So you couldn't name one 747 Snoodles. Here, it's been like 2 or 3 minutes. You can't even try to look on Google or give me one single thing. No, I looked through all your comments. Maybe I missed something. Tell me. I clicked on your name. I'm seeing all your comments. You did not leave me any other comments. I didn't miss anything, brother. What evidence? I'm waiting. Come on, give me something racist that Trump has said. Come on, guys. Okay, so you're not too caught up to the news. Well, basically,
No.
Mandami is like this guy that wants like a 30 an hour minimum wage. He wants
Hmm.
like a bunch of crap like that. It's not really important. He didn't even win the election yet, but he's the leading mayor candidate for New York City right now.
So he's just wanting to increase workers' pay.
I agree, like, it's expensive in New York, but if we pay McDonald's workers $5,000 a month before, benefits, insurance, and all that stuff, I mean, I get that, that's pretty much what they need to live in New York. Minimum with $5,000 a month in New York City, you're struggling. So even that's not enough. But at the same time, if we pay McDonald's workers $5,000 a month, they're all going to make McDonald's mostly AI. I mean, they're already doing this around the country. People are losing their fast food jobs because, they're making it AI robots. Well, Snoodles, it's been 10 minutes now. You haven't named one single thing racist that Trump has ever said, so it just shows your ignorance. Just
I
shows your
mean,
ignorance, buddy.
I have nothing against raising minimum wage to accommodate certain areas because it is pricey up there, and
No, I do think
who
they should
knows?
raise the minimum wage. I don't know what it is right now, but It depends if it's feasible. For certain jobs, I don't think it's feasible, but I'm all for it in
Well,
certain jobs and sectors.
yes, I agree. But the problem is let's just say they do that. Don't when I feel like it will open doors for people to want to go move to New York even more, causing even more people to try to find homes there. It just will increase. Let's just say, for example, let's look at Georgia or California. You have a lot of people there because you have better pay there, basically. So people are going to move out to these places to get better pay, which is a anybody would want to do that. Not everybody, but people want to do that. They want to get paid more. And when you have this influx of people coming in, you're going to have to meet the demands. And by meeting the demands, you're going to have to build more houses, and it will take more labor and will cost
Hmm.
more. And what will happen? It will keep going like that, where it's just increase, and you have to meet demands. And this is why I go back to my first thing of what I'm talking about earlier, that Trump see everything like a business. And this is basically kind of like a business thing. So to me, not only is certain places, I feel like in order to fix this issue, every state has to have like a certain amount. Let's just say, let's look at the South, Mississippi or Alabama, and this is gonna go with the job profession. Let's look at a CNA. A CNA in Mississippi, if they go to a hospital, and I could be wrong, anybody can out me on this. From my experience, anywhere in the South, they only get paid $14 an hour, and they have to handle over 20 plus patients, and they're not breaking anything, really.
Yeah, I
So
think they
it's
should get
like,
paid more. I agree.
yes, and then and only if the only way for these states to get any type of money in, they have to have the people. What it looks like when half of your country is moving to these bigger states and doing work there is going to leave like uh states like the South poor, and healthcare not horrible. You should see some of these hospitals. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I have family that works as nurses and doctors and stuff like that. I agree with everything you're saying right now. The chat is going crazy. They're yelling at me. They're saying ignoring super chats. Listen, I know Chris personally. I'm not ignoring him. I'm gonna read this out loud. I'm just showing some Southern hospitality and some Southern manners right now. I know you Democrats don't know anything about manners. I'm not saying all of you, but a lot of you radical people, not just a certain party, don't know anything about manners. You don't speak over someone when they're telling you important information and trying to talk with you on as a guest on your show, especially when they're the guest. You show some manners, god damn it. I don't know why you democrats are going so crazy in the
Not
chat.
the
So
Democrats.
a democrat is different than a democrat. A democrat is
Hey,
someone that actively shows violence or malice, towards people because of their political beliefs. But that's just my own definition. I should put it in the Urban Dictionary. But let me get to this super chat now. Trump printed a front page ad calling for the death penalty of the Central Park Five, then doubled down on it after giving irrefutable evidence of their innocence. First off, that is not proof of racism or hatred. I mean, maybe that's proof of hatred for anyone that's potentially a criminal. Maybe because he doesn't like criminals and he hates murderers. I don't know about the Central Park
I'm
Five.
just
I
I'm
would
just
have to look
gonna
that up. But that's not
I'm just gonna say
racist.
something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry to interrupt. I don't think Trump cares. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think he cares. He's a business guy, and he's gonna go to the party that gives the more views, the more influence and everything like that. Because he's going to do what he's going to be going up in there and do and getting America making money again. Why do you think he wants Canada so badly? He wants to go after those minerals. He wants to go after those precious ores so he can make America great again by getting in more materials so he can sell off to other countries. That's what I feel like. And in order for him to get to there, he needs to get the support from the bigger party. So the thing is, when it comes to Democrats, because Democrats seem to always lean towards a uh, protective environment type deal and everything like that. You're not going to get anywhere with that type of mentality. So of course he's going to choose the side that be like, hey, who's going to let me frack the place? Who's going to let me drill baby drill? His quotes, his words exactly, and that's the Republican side. And in order for and there's this like neutral, unspoken agreement. Who knows? It probably was spoken that hey, we will let you do whatever you want if you allow us to let us do whatever we want. And that's why we have like these overturns of Roe v. Wade or these everything into a biblical reason, like because the Republicans. Oh my goodness, you guys, y'all really love the Bible, and I do respect that. Question for you: are you religious?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm religious. I'm Christian.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm spiritual. I believe in a higher power, but I just don't. I do not go by labels. And like if there's any spiritual label people, no label people out there, shout out to you. Um, and what I mean by that is, I believe there is a God and a higher power. It's just no labels. I don't because this goes into my personal stuff, so I'm not gonna. That's all I can say about that. But going back to that, uh, a lot of Republicans do not like anything that's not about God forced on them. So what I mean by that, in the Bible, there's no Bible in the Bible. There's no. It does mention like transgender people and everything like that, but it's viewed on as sin. So anything that has sin in it, they don't want it. um,
Good night, Andrea.
as for
Andrea.
good night. But as for the Democrats, it's more in the scientific terms and feelings and everything, but it's not of God. So basically, what I'm trying to get to the point is, uh, Republicans want more of a Christian based uh country, and as for Democrats, they do not want a Christian based country. It should be a country of freedom, of everybody being able to
We'll
view
always have
and
religious freedom, but we do want a more
yes,
Christian country because we were kind of founded on a Christian country, but we also want religious freedom. As a Christian and as a
yes.
Republican, I agree with what you're saying, but don't get it wrong. It's not like we're against religious freedom or anything like that. I also would like to talk about the Central Park Five because, Chris, you know this guy got found guilty on all counts. So you're basically saying Trump is a racist because he wanted the the end their life penalty on these guys. Yeah, he did want that. They were convicted of rape and murder. I mean, at least one of them was Richardson that says was guilty on all counts. So you guys are basically defending criminals? Is that what you're saying? I mean, a couple of them, I guess, were found not guilty, but you know, and it says all convictions were vacated in 2002. I don't know this case, but it says all convictions were vacated in 2002. I really don't know, but either way, if you're calling for someone for a conviction of a criminal, I don't understand, a supposed criminal. I don't understand how that's racist. What does this have to do with race? Just because they happen to be a certain race, it's racist? I don't understand. How is this anything to do with racism? But yeah, to continue on the religious topic, yeah, I think that most Democrats are not religious, and I think they don't really want religion anywhere near the school. A lot of them might even say they don't want the Bible in the school. I mean, as far as
Yeah,
Florida, I don't think
because in a way,
you can't push religion too much in school or do much too. Number one, confession as teenagers without uh, present. Number two, trial. Number three, extortion. Number four, unequivocal exoneration. He doubles down. How is it unequivocal? He's not a lawyer. He doesn't know about someone's. He doesn't understand all these law aspects. Just like I have minimum understanding of it. He's not a lawyer. He can't. He's not a lawyer. He's not a judge. So if a jury convicts someone because of Donald Trump, how is that Trump's fault? And first off, I don't think they did convict him because of Donald Trump. And second off, maybe he believes something. Just because there's unequivocal exoneration doesn't mean you can't believe that the person deserves to be finished. This has nothing. I'm still, struggling to find a connection between racism and this entire event. And Chris, this still doesn't change the fact that he was talking about those types of people that commit that types of crimes. Okay, it was reported widely. So what? People don't always believe the mainstream media. Just because you say someone's innocent or guilty. Just like, that reminds me, just like people are saying that Trump is guilty. Should we call them racist too? And I think that's exoneration. I think he should have exoneration or whatever that is. Yeah, I think you know. Well, let's look up the word exoneration. I I don't know 100% about it. I'm gonna be honest here. So absolving someone from blame. Trump has had exoneration, and guess what? The Democrats are still calling for the death penalty for him, or to put him in prison for life. So doesn't that Park 5 remind you of anyone? Huh, interesting. Just like they're doing the Trump, the Democrat Party is doing just like Trump did to the 5, they're doing the Trump. So that's literally the same scenario. The only difference is Trump is one man, and that's millions of Democrats and people that don't like Trump calling for his demise in prison.
well, um, I was going to it's almost got time for me to leave actually.
Okay.
Uh, but at the same time, I was just trying to let you know about how some, not every, my point was people don't like certain things forced on them. Religion or anything else. If they don't think it's right, they don't want to be forced or let their children to be forced on them. And they should have the right to do that. In the end, we have to understand that we are America, land of the free, home of the brave. That's what you get
Mm-hmm.
from when you're growing up. And that's what it should be. People should be able to express and be able to do these things. But I will draw the line. If you sitting here forcing your ideologies onto people, that's not okay. And that goes for both sides, not just one, both sides. Because that's not freedom anymore. Or you're trying to change somebody's mind about it. And this is when I first came to you. I was like, let's have this talk, not to focus on changing each other's outlooks or our minds about it, but inform and get it out there. And that's what it's all about. And I feel like people lose that whole meaning of what that is and just go straight for the beam line to whatever bullseye they can hit.
Yeah, I 100% agree with what you just said.
So
Bro,
yeah.
Super
Well,
Chats just triggered a fraud report on my card. It ain't fraud, Chris. It ain't fraud. You better not report them as fraud, bro. Don't do me like that.
You want to know something? I had that same.
Oh, you cut off for a second. Yeah, Chris, sure, you can come
Sorry,
on.
yeah, I'm sorry. That my car did the same thing. They thought thinking this was a fraud, so I was like, nope, no, no.
Thank you guys. Be honest. Don't tell them it's a fraud. Please do not do that to me. That ain't right.
But yes, to be honest, I would like to redo this talk.
Yeah,
Once
you're
I'm
welcome
not.
on anytime. Just let me know.
Yeah, I feel like I was a little unprepared because I did came straight from work
Mm-hmm.
into this. Um, but I'll have some time soon to think about what exactly I want to share with you with backup evidence from many studies out there. So yes, I will be interested in coming on to your platform again if you allow me to.
Absolutely.
Uh,
We had a good conversation. I like this. It was fun for me. Hope you had
yes,
a good time
great.
as well. And I hope you have a
Yes.
great rest of your evening.
You too. Thank you, Chris. Chris is your
No,
name?
Graham. Graham. Sorry.
Graham. Graham. I'm sorry.
No,
Well,
it's
you never
okay. I
introduced
didn't. I
yourself.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't introduce myself. It's okay. What was your
Uh,
name?
Ethan.
Ethan. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. And you have a good morning, night, or whatever you are in the side of the
Thank you. Yeah,
world.
it's night.
All
Thank you.
right.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Of
Thank you
course.
again.
Goodbye, chat.
Goodbye, chat. I'll have Chris on here now. We can talk about that. Chris, are you ready? Thank you, speaker. It was interesting, says the commoners, the chat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. See you guys later. See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Give you 3 minutes? You say 3 minutes? W guest, you guys say? Send link? Okay, I'll send you a link. Hold on, Chris. We're going to restart because there's barely any viewers in here right now. Oh, Rusty, sorry you didn't like what I had to say. I hope you subscribe still. She was great, yep. Sending link now.